let's start the timer.
So we should just Ankit, we should wait for 5 to 10 minutes so that people can join, right? Otherwise,
Yeah, in the
this
meantime,
we
let's
can,
have you guys introduction. You can start with
yeah.
tell us something
Yeah.
about you guys. So before we start with that guy, hi guys. So welcome back again to this very first episode of Let's Talk, and I'm very excited to get started with the episode. And today's topic is artificial intelligence and its impact in industries. So I have two of my guests, my friends, who have recently completed their masters in Ireland. So let's get to them and let's hear about their experience. So let's start with Rohit. Hey Rohit, so what do
Yeah.
you want to share? Yeah.
Hi, Ankit. First of all, thank you for inviting me in your YouTube live series in this artificial intelligence. And I think it is a very good initiative taken by you so that the world can know that how this thing is improving every day. And we as humans are using artificial intelligence in every part of our lives today. So I would like to introduce to all of you myself. My name is Rohit Sharan. I completed
Yeah.
my master's in artificial
Hi,
intelligence
Ankit.
from
First of all,
Ireland
thank
this
you for
year, and I
inviting
have
me
got
in
an
your
offer from a startup
YouTube
for working in
live.
recommendation systems, and I'll go back to Ireland like next year. So in the meantime, I was here, and my friend Ankit here told me to make people aware about how this industry works, how it is being used in the industry, whether it is good to do a master's degree in artificial intelligence or do several courses that are available on the internet for the same thing. So that is a brief introduction about myself, and I think now Nikita can introduce herself.
Yeah, thanks, Ankit, for having us. So it's good that you have started a YouTube series and let's talk. So yeah, today we'll be giving a gist about AI and how AI is being used in industries and stuff. As already Rohit has elaborated, so I don't want to repeat the same thing again. So yeah, I have 4 years of industrial experience with Cognizant, and after that, I did my master's in Ireland from CIT, and then now I work for Clearstream and MNC as a data warehouse engineer, which is big data stuff. So I think I can give examples of real time industry based things, and we can have how real time industry is being using the AI and stuff examples for that. Yeah. So thanks for inviting us once again.
Yeah, that's great. So so let's we can start with the questions, but before we start with the questions, let's have a small a small intro about artificial intelligence. So like we all know that AI is something that's is considered to be a future, but I feel it's already here. So it's very important for all of us to get an idea about AI, that what actually people in industry do with AI, what AI means to them. So with that, like I'll fire my first question at them, so that you can get a deeper insight. So the first question says, yeah, what industry expects from an AI role, like ML designer or a data scientist or a business analyst? So we are trying to say that if you are in industry or if you are a company in industry, okay, so what you expect from an AI engineer, like if you hire someone as a role for an AI or a data scientist, so what exactly you expect out of him? What kind of work he has to do for you? So any one of you can just give us an idea and insight on this. Yeah.
First, Nikita, can you elaborate on the answer? Then I will give you my share my views on the same.
Yeah, sure, Rohit. Yeah. So yeah, basically, like what industry actually expects is that we actually have many packages for machine learning in nowadays. Like you have everything in Python, so it's nothing new. That you're going to start again doing the same algorithm and stuff. I don't think so. That would be more time consuming rather than starting it from scratch. You can use the library. So what the industry will see from the candidate they are going to take in is that how the person is analyzing the data, how his research point is towards the data, and if I give him some data, will I be getting some meaningful insights out of it? So these kind of data oriented question will be the main target by the industry rather than asking you to just go away and straight away code it. So they just see how logical you are thinking about the data and how well you can do a research on that. Because every time the machine learning model is not going to be successful, as far as all of us know that, right? So it is going to be successful on few models, and it actually depends upon how the data is being analyzed. So I think that research mindset should be there towards the data when you are going to start with that.
Great.
So yeah, so as Nikita rightly said, right, that what industry expects from a machine learning engineer. So I would like to just add on to this that machine learning engineer is not a person who is going to work a lot with the data, but he is going to work with the models that are already built. And I asked this specific question to the person who was taking my interview during my startup interview. So what they asked me was, can you build some algorithm that we have given you? So I said, do I have to build that with scratch? So what they said was, we don't have to reinvent the wheel, it is already built, we don't have to waste time on that. We are not researching on a field, we are applying the same thing that has already been built. So this is the thing that the industry expects. And what they usually ask, what people have a myth about machine learning interviews and data science interviews is that what they are going to say is, please write 10 lines of code that will do that. They don't ask that. Specifically abroad, they do not ask that. Maybe the things would be different in India, but in abroad, what they expect is they will give you real scenarios on how you can use machine learning to improve the efficiency or the business model that they are building. So what my company does is, it build recommendation systems for third party users. For example, a small business that is selling something, they build recommendation systems for that. That is a very normal thing to do, but what they expect is that how will you increase the revenue. So for this, you don't have to answer in terms of technicality, you have to just think logically that what can you do, what else you can recommend. As you get recommendations in Amazon, the what else you can recommend. So they expect these kind of questions to we should expect these are kind of questions that will be asked us in the interview. And from a machine learning engineer, they are not going to sit and see that each line of code what you have written, which is exactly opposite to a software developer. If a person is going for a Java developer position or maybe a full stack developer, so they will expect that you can build a standalone application on your own. As this machine learning field is like before 10 years, right, nobody knew that people are going to work in this field. Now suddenly in 4 or 5 years, people are going around that what is machine learning, what is artificial intelligence. So why it has come to existence now is that people have realized the power of machine learning and artificial intelligence. So as soon as they have understood the power of that, they do not expect you to understand everything in that, because it's still a research topic. But what changes you have to make in the existing algorithm, they surely expect that from you. I think that answers your question, Ankit.
Yeah, very well. That does answer that question. But again, from that very answer, I have a question. That let's say that there's a fresher who like you guys completed a masters and went for a job,
Mhm.
right? So like when you land in the industry very first time, right? So what are the expectation? Like what they actually expect, or like we can do some kind of preparation before
Mhm.
we join the workforce. So any suggestion on that? That what exactly one
Yeah.
will expect as they get into the
Yeah.
industry? Yeah.
Yeah, so what I would like to answer for this question is, it depends on what kind of a background you have. If you have a background in, for example, commerce, or for example, in finance or maybe mechanical, and you have learned some data science concepts, so they are going to ask you some scenarios based on that specific industry. They are not going to ask you some weird industry concepts that you might not be aware of, but they'll surely expect that how you can apply that machine learning to your specific industry. And to be frank, it is after a person has completed his education, it is directly very difficult to get into this industry. Because if you go to job posts and you see what they expect is, they want 2 3 years experience in this specific field, specific, not experience as software developer, then you are going to a machine learning role, you will still be considered a fresher. So they expect that you have knowledge of how this can be used in your domain, and obviously the algorithms that you have studied, you should have in-depth knowledge of that. I think Nikita would also like to add some more things to this.
Yeah, I would say, right, the reason behind what Rohit has just listed, stating that, the software development role, if you have experience in that, also they think twice to take you in. This is because, right, you need to have a domain knowledge, first of all. Like, for example, if you're going into an industry of banking or insurance, without knowing a domain knowledge, you'll not understand what kind of data that is given for you for analysis. So if you are into that specific domain, and if you have already been you know doing something with the data, that it will be easy for them to make you understand what they need and how the search can be made out of it. So that is the main reason, like they are worried to take a fresher into the domain. So I would say, like, if the fresher wants to go into that specific, opportunities, I would say them to have done few projects using the Kaggle, which is already there for data sets. Do those kind of projects, have them in GitHub, have them, if you can publish it, do that. These all kind of actions will, help their profile to be highlighted. So I would not say it is impossible to do that, because Rohit is also a fresher who has got into, that domain. So these kind of ways of portraying yourself, you're actually selling yourself to the interviewer. So that is the way of selling yourself, to get qualified in that interview.
So, like, we are expecting some kind of work experience, right? Like, at least in the form of project or something like
Yeah.
that. That's what.
For freshers,
Yeah.
it is only based on projects because you can't do anything else. But for experienced professionals, right? For example, you are working in TCS, right? So if you get into a project into TCS that is doing machine learning, then you have a solid experience of industrial experience in machine learning. But for a fresher, you can only have projects at your
Exactly.
aid. Also, one more thing here is that everybody has made projects, so how will the candidate will be
Exactly.
differentiated from others? So what we can do here is you can make different projects and try and deploy them using some technology, maybe Microsoft Azure or Flask, Django. That is just an additional skill that might or might not work, but it just shows an intent that you're going to work hard in this field. It is only about showing what you can do. What you will do, that only depends on which company you go, what you work around that.
Exactly.
So you have to show some intent that okay, you have some interest, so what you have done with that interest, so you have to do something, right? And so many people are learning machine learning, like machine learning, deep learning. How will you get differentiated? So you have to do something other than what people are doing. So what worked for me was I did unpaid internships in UK while I was in Ireland, right? So I did an unpaid internship in UK. People don't understand that in unpaid internships you don't get money, right? But you get same industry experience that professionals are getting who are getting paid. So for freshers, it is a very good opportunity to gain experience using an unpaid internship, because if they are not going to trust you, the people can only trust you once they see you working. So this advice I would like to give to people, that you should start with an internship, maybe paid, unpaid, and then get into this field. Because
Some
I've
kind
seen
of.
people who have 5 years of software development experience, then they are also going for internships in AI.
Right. So, like, some kind of work experiences,
Yeah, yeah,
where how you can
yeah,
gain like a project or
yeah,
internship. Okay, so let's get
yeah.
to the next question. So the next
Mhm.
question that we have, that 5 years from now, what do you expect new opportunities can be with AI? Like, today we know what AI is doing. It's like in making predictions, making your things optimized. That's what kind of work we are generally seeing. Like self-driving cars are coming. But what do you think,
Mhm.
like 5 years from now, what will be what we'll expect from AI? Like, if someone is just getting into college and want to get into this domain, so he can start study right now and prepare him or
Mhm.
herself for next 5 years when they'll be joining the workforce. So what is your
Yeah.
insight that what we can expect?
Yeah, Nikita, you want to answer that first?
Yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So 5 years from now, I would not say, I would not determine the time period, because I would just say, like, what kind of technologies would be, coming forward. So we have nanotechnology, which is, they're being trying to implement nanotechnologies. In nanotechnology, I'll just give you a gist of it.
Yeah, but
It's
like
like this.
on the perspective of AI itself, like what do you expect AI will be in next five? Like,
Yeah. So nanotechnologies is nothing but what are they going to do with medical field is that you have the AI technology that will be implemented into a nanobots. So that is why it is called nanotechnology. So these bots are being designed in such a way that it goes into the internal organs of people, and based upon what kind of problem they have, the doctors are trying to send the bot inside, because if you have some vein issues or something, right? So it is not possible for us to, without cutting it and going inside and doing things. So without a scar, like how we have laser treatment now, like compared to the surgeries earlier. So that's how nanotechnology is, they're trying to do it. But our body is like it doesn't take antibodies into your body until unless it is something that has to be intaken by the body. So they're trying to coat over using, the antibiotic pills or something, or coat it as a capsule and send it into your body. So this will be one kind of technology that you might be, seeing it in the long run. And the other one I would like to add is that we would have seen a video that was being released by Microsoft, which is AI with hologram. So holography. So holography is something which is, recording the light, and you have that virtual presence at that point of time. So that technology is are being, they're trying to implement those kind of technologies as well, so that you virtually are present there. And this corona times, how virtual we are all. So
Exactly.
virtually you're going to be present there, and you can translate it into any language that you want, even after you not knowing that language. So here we are using NLP, which is natural language programming, and this is also one of the booms that you could see in, coming years.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
uh, like any
Yeah.
suggestion, Rohit? Yeah.
Yeah, so I would like to add here, right, that before, this COVID struck the world, everybody was thinking that machine learning is, it's just improvising and giving you profits. But after COVID struck, now there have been a lot of predictions on COVID, and I can quote an example of a tool called Blue Dot that predicted COVID before it started. That was a Canadian startup that did that. So they predicted the outbreak before it could happen using social media feeds and satellite feeds and a lot of things. Okay, so if if this was the reality and this had been developed 5 years before, then you would have asked me what we can do 5 years ahead, right? So now I would like to tell you that 5 years ahead this should be implemented in the healthcare industry, so that nothing like this can ruin the world, and machines have the intelligence to predict a lot of things. So why not in healthcare industry? As of now it is being implemented in healthcare industry a lot, but not at full scale. So in the healthcare industry in the future, it will be a big boon to everybody, and it will help to save people's lives a lot. And some things like drug prediction, what are the compositions of a drug, how an outbreak is going to be saved, what drug should be given for a particular outbreak. So this the machine can do very well, but nobody understood that before. And now after 5 years, I think now people are going to understand that, and the future of AI is going to be in the healthcare industry, and it has already taken over the retail industry, so I'm not going to talk about that. But the healthcare industry is still developing using AI. So I think in the future, as your question is asked now, that after 5 years it will be helpful in the healthcare industry a lot than it is being presently used.
Okay, awesome. Like I also happen to work on a similar project. What we are trying to do is, track your COVID data along with
Mm.
other kind of comorbidities, and we are
Yeah.
trying to make similar prediction, like that how the COVID behave in future, and accordingly, how we can distribute vaccines efficiently to
Mm.
somehow
Mm.
prevent it. That is also a project I'm also working on. But yeah, as you're
Yeah.
saying, definitely I feel these things can be the future. So yeah,
So you
definitely we
think
can.
if you would have done this 5 years ago, right, you would have saved the world?
Yeah, definitely. Like even the
Yeah.
plan of action for today, what we are doing also. Like I have, even like there are many, like there are even PhDs working with me for this thing. So we are thinking this only, that today it's COVID and it's over, but in future definitely something like this will come. We all know that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if today we can develop it, then next time it can help us.
Yeah.
To. So I
Yeah,
also
and you think in next 5 years, 5 years is a long time, Ankit, right? 5 years is a long time. People can gain a PhD degree till then. So if you start working on something now, you can definitely bring a change to the world in the next 5 years.
definitely.
Yeah.
So that's definitely what we can expect from AI in next 5 years. And
Mhm.
so let's go to our next question. That
Yeah.
says, yeah,
You
it is.
don't have a you don't have a rapid fire round, right? In the end.
We'll definitely have that. Don't worry. So okay, yeah, here we go.
Yeah.
Is it important to go for masters from an industry standpoint and learning standpoint? So what we are trying to ask is that, if I want to do masters, right? So
Mhm.
should I go for it? There are two standpoints from which I'm asking. First is from from a standpoint. Okay, we have someone. Let's take it. So yeah, like the first standpoint is that like I want to learn AI. I want to increase my knowledge in it, want to do things. So should I do masters? That is one standpoint on the point of learning. The other one is as a perspective of industry, getting into job, etc. So like you can go one by one. First is for job, should I do a master? Will it help me? And second is if my motive is just to learn things, I don't care about job, but I want to learn things. That's the idea. So what do you?
So Nikita, I would like to answer this first, or the first part only, not the jobs part, the learning part, right?
Okay, go
So I
ahead.
would like to answer this because the job part is a very debatable topic. So we'll take that later.
Yeah,
So the
definitely.
first thing is the learning point. So what happens is when you go online, right, on any course, on any website. So what I have seen is they teach you things, but they teach you things not in the manner they should. So what they do is they put some algorithms, they put some methods just like randomly, and they think that they have taught you machine learning. So what I felt in the master's course was the way they taught specifically machine learning and deep learning. Specifically deep learning and machine learning, what we were taught in the masters was a step, because you have to have some structure to the course, right? You cannot do like today I want that I should build this algorithm, tomorrow I'll think that we should build this algorithm. You can't do that. So the thing is, what we are taught in masters in any college in abroad, for example, I can say, because I have not studied masters in India. So in abroad, what they do is they have they have researched this field very much, and now they think that how you should have some structure to this. So the basic structure they teach you, that this step has to go first, the second step has to go like this, otherwise it's no point learning deep learning or machine learning. So this is the very good point that I saw in the course curriculum in masters, specifically abroad. And I can talk about Ireland, not any other country, because I have done masters from Ireland. So, and the first thing is this: the structure is very good. After that, you have a good knowledge of what to do first, what to do next. And in an interview, they will ask you this, that what is the step that you are going to take first. So if you have learned things randomly, right, you will say I'll use this, I'll use that, then in the end they'll say you skipped the first thing that you had to do. First, for example, you didn't check the data already, you are saying that you will use this algorithm. So they don't want that. They want to have a step-by-step process. So this they give in masters a lot, this training. And the second thing is the practical approach. I've seen a lot of people coming to me and asking, that they want to learn this AI and machine learning or deep learning, but they do not know how to code, right? So they have learned the concepts in mathematics and statistics, but they don't have any idea about coding. So what is the use of a machine learning engineer in this world who can use all the statistics that could have been used in 1950s as well? So what is the point now doing this is that you can code those things in Python or in any other language. So what they teach in masters is coding from scratch, and that too they give heavy projects so that you can learn coding all
But
together.
I'll interrupt. I have
Yeah,
on
yeah,
your point like
yeah.
coding, right? But if you are familiar with Azure and GCP, these new technologies, they are making machine learning codeless or no code experience. Like what they're saying, you can directly drag and drop the modules, connect it, and make your model work. So you don't require coding there. So in that
Yeah.
scenario, those can do,
I
right?
got that. I
Yeah.
got that. What you are saying is very good. This point I wanted to take up. You are saying that Microsoft Azure, AWS, all of these are making this codeless.
General trend, yeah.
Now consider that, for example, I'm working in a startup that doesn't have the fund to take AWS and Microsoft Azure. They cannot afford that cloud storage. Okay, I have been in a startup that didn't have that fund, right? Now what should we do? I am a machine learning engineer. I don't know how to code. My startup doesn't buy Microsoft Azure. Where will I go then? So in this scenario, you will have to code in Python in normal editors and then deploy it using some tool that is free of cost. So at this point, you should know how to do this. If you are unaware of that, then your degree is kind of useless, right? So this is the point they teach in masters, and I'm not saying that they'll teach you everything. IT domain, you have to learn continuously. It's not and it's always a research topic in ML. So today what I have learned might be outdated tomorrow only.
Exactly.
So this is the difference I've seen in masters rather than doing some online courses. You have done yourself a lot of online courses, right?
Exactly.
So you can, I think, relate to what I'm saying, and I think Nikita can elaborate on this, all of these things.
Yeah, so my point here is like, right, if you're doing a master's, you have a structured way, as Rohit said, first point. But if you are only focused on studies and you're not volunteering for some internships or the company oriented industry oriented things or stuff, so you're not having an exposure as such and you're not making use of the college facilities that is being given. So if you're not doing that, then I would say you can rather go do an online course which is cheaper, because you're not making use of all those facilities that are actually given to you for the fees that you pay. Because see, in abroad, right, it is based upon networking, which networking I mean is that connecting with the people who are in the recruitment cadre. And so you need to have some connection with them. So how do you make connections with them? You can't go say, hi, I want a job, and no one is going to give you a job. Then you need to showcase your talent there. You need to say that, okay, I have these skill set or that. How do you do that? You need to go do some hackathons or some innovation fairs that are being conducted. Just go take part in that and all. Make use of not only your academic things that are being taught to you. Apart from academics, just push yourself, push yourself. That is the one suggestion that I would give. If you're going for masters, you need to take up what are the facilities that are there that ends up giving you a job.
Yeah.
I'm just stressing this because I had an opportunity to showcase my skills with an MNC, because we had a volunteer service that we have to give. So I just worked with them in an app development, and we had some interactions with them. So they were able to know that, okay, she has some skill set and she knows some technology and stuff. So that is one way of easing yourself to get into industry as well. I think this answers your second question as well, Ankit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
Ankit, I
Yeah.
would like to just say one more thing. What Nikita is saying, right? It is completely correct that you have to have some, connections in the industry to get your first machine learning job, because always they are asking for 2-3 years experience. It's not the case that you're a fresher, you will apply to software development and you get one. So machine learning is not, it's not like that. The second thing is, now you would have a question, right, that if it is going to be only through reference or knowing somebody, why should I learn only, right? The point here is, once you get the interview, now you have to stand apart from other candidates. So for that, you should have done a lot of things that I was telling you. So first, do all your CV should be impressive. Then you have to have some connections to get a job in machine learning, or you can be lucky. Like I was lucky. I put a post in LinkedIn that I am not getting a job in machine learning, and one of the CTOs of the startup took an interview for me. So that lucky you can be, or you can have some contacts in the industry and get into the field. But for that, you should have the prior knowledge of machine learning. It will not be very easy. They'll ask you the same difficult questions.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So
that is true. That is true, Rohit. I would definitely agree to it. Even after your post, if someone is responding to it, it is only
yeah,
because you being active in LinkedIn.
yeah,
You showcasing your talent, or you showcasing your resume which has the projects that you need to have. And even after me doing that volunteer thing, I literally had 2 to 3 hours of interview sessions which were there, which were I had 3 sessions of my interview, and then that is when I landed up in an interview. But to at least surpass one entry level, you need to have something that needs to be you need to outstand from the crowd. That is what I would say.
Exactly. So, like, what we can make out that if we talk about universities, the main thing is, how much value you can gain from there, right? Like, studies are there, like those material you can even get in MOOC courses, but the point is how you can exploit the resources that you're being offered
Yeah.
at the universities.
And one more thing to it, I would just add to it, Ankit. So if anyone is interested in taking up masters, just do a thorough research about the college. See to that if there are any internships that are being offered to you by that particular college. So in my college, right, they have internships that will be given to bachelor's degree students, but we didn't have it. So if we would have had it, I think all my classmates would have ended up at least with some or the other exposure. I would not say ended up with a job, but some or the other exposure which would make their resume good. So I would say, if you have an internship opportunity, that would be interacting with your with the companies. That would be an best feature, if you're doing a master's.
Yeah, like my next question was something similar on this only. So, like we got like you are learning in universities, and you got also a lot of MOOC courses as an option. Like if you talk about Coursera, if you talk about Udacity, even like Coursera is offering masters online, right? So, if you have any experience or if you know someone who has, what is the difference between going to the university with having all the experience or doing it online? Like you mentioned, you can have a lot of facilities, but let's remove the facilities part, and let's say you're just learning. The faculty are coming and you're having your classroom experience. So is there a difference learning on a MOOC platform like Coursera, Udacity, or in a university in front of a professor? Yeah. Like what you feel is the main thing?
Yeah, see, we being from country like India, right? We have we just go to the staff. We have any doubts, we go face them. We ask them for questions and stuff. So if it is an online, right, at one point of time, if you're not that much dedicated to it, you might end up saying that okay, I'm done with the course, or you might not end up completing it, because in Udacity I know that there will be timelines for you to finish your projects and stuff, and you need to have a for getting a certificate, you need to do all those stuff. So if it is a college perspective, right, so you have some doubt, you just straight away go to the lecturer, or you email the lecturer, or you meet them in hand. But that is not happening in this corona, just ignoring the corona for now. So you would have a personal interaction with the staff. So and we had lab facilities, and we had the lecturers almost 2 to 3 hours in the lab time, with us, monitoring what we are doing and asking us if we have any questions. So they come in person to each one of the student and see to that if we are doing some coding or not. So that would be actually very much helpful, because see, everybody will not be open and say that yeah, I have a doubt. But if the professor is going around you and sees that you have not done anything, he just comes, stops there and asks you if you have any questions or something. So that time you will be forced to ask them for questions, because you have not done anything. And if you say that you don't have questions, then the professor will ask you a question like why there's no code on your system.
Exactly.
So I think that kind of environment will be only if you do it as such as in a college. Even if you're doing an offline course here, right, going to an institute and stuff, you will not have lab time and all given to you. You'll have some classes that will be given to you, and then you'll have assignments that will be given, and you need to work out yourself. But if it is a college, right, you have group of friends there doing, and if you have some doubts, you talk to them as well, and you have many sources from where you can learn things. So I think that in that way, colleges will be and you'll have memories as well with your friends, right?
Exactly.
Which is very good. So yeah, that is the thing I would say.
So, like, it's the value that you gain, from interacting
Yeah.
with the faculty. That's the very first thing that you
Yeah.
can ask your doubts and, get deeper. And second is again, studying in a group, meeting people face to face. But that's an
Yeah.
exception for the COVID time right now, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So I would say, like data oriented stuffs, right? When data oriented stuffs are going on, so you need to know, you need to research more. So if you sit in one room and you just have your thought process, you'll have only your thought process. You will not know like the other person, what will be the other person's aspect. But if you're sitting in groups and doing the assignments that are being given, or any work that has been given, you will know that okay, I can even think about the data this way, I missed this out. So you know different directions how to research with the data. That is what I feel about it.
Exactly. So let's move to our next question. So the next question is, like you have done your masters from abroad, even Rohit. So why not India? Why abroad? Any like your reasons for not doing it
Yeah.
here? Yeah.
Yeah, so first of all, I think that we have studied in India a lot, right? We have done our 12 years of normal education and 4 years of college. So, what I thought initially was you should gain some exposure going outside of India and see how the industry works outside. Because I have seen a lot of difference, and Nikita can also tell that there is a lot of difference in the work culture there and here. They are not going to make you sit after 5 p.m. in office and just drag you into work the next morning. So it is not going to happen there. The first thing is this. That is a great difference from here to India. I mean India to abroad. And the second one is that the courses that they offer, I'm sure you know that the courses that American universities, Canadian universities, even Irish universities and European universities offer are much more practical oriented than what we learn in India. I'm not cursing that what we learn in India is bad. It's just that it is a little more practical oriented. So practical meaning that they'll not have some exam and just you have to pass that and you'll get to pass the course. No. You have to have some code or some practical assignment that is not going to be easy for Indians first of all, because we have that habit of mugging up things and passing the course. That is not going to happen first of all. The second is it is you have to research a lot to pass even one assignment. This means that you have gained for one assignment, you have gained so much of knowledge that if somebody in your office, in your workplace gives you something that you don't understand, you have the confidence to face that. Otherwise, if somebody is directly coming from India and I put him in an office in an abroad and I say, do these things, because they expect you to do a lot of things. So do these things, build this thing and just bring it to me. So the person will be really, scared. What should we do? But during the university, you would have enough exposure to these things so that you can ace in the industry abroad. This is the main reason I went abroad. Nikita might be having some other reasons as well, because she was having 4 years of experience in India in Cognizant before going. So she obviously might have some other motivations too.
Yeah, I was actually seeing, right? I had clients in Switzerland and North America, who were operating from there, and we used to have the projects and stuff. So they had a very good work-life balance. So that was one of the things that thought like, okay, I need to work abroad. So I actually applied for jobs from India to abroad, but it was not that easy cakewalk for me to get jobs sitting here applying. And then I thought, okay, fine, because I had an idea of doing my masters as well. So I thought, okay, I'll do a masters. So I just was researching about many countries like America, Canada and stuff. So, and then I had to go on my education loan, or so I just thought, okay, fine, I cannot spend 70 lakhs or something because I have to expose something. So that is why I took an option as Ireland. And there, apart from education, right, you would learn each and everything. Like, you need to cook for yourself, you need to clean your own place, you need to go out, get the grocery. You'll not have all the facilities that are there here in India. We don't do anything here. We just sit, we eat, that's it, and do our work. So it's like, you learn to be independent as well if you go to some other place. And not only that, I just saw a drastic change in the work culture, because I've already worked with Cognizant, right? So it is like, you go in the morning at 9 o'clock to office, and you don't know when you'll be back home. But here, right, I go at 9 o'clock, and it is not that you will be given only this task or something like that. It's not like that. I've worked on many things, like they which were not known to me earlier. So I worked with them as well. They just asked me if I'm okay to do it, and it's up to me to say a no or yes. But to learn things, I'm happy learning things. So I just take up the new things that comes and work on them. So if you have to change from one company to other company, right, if I'm working in India, I will just be doing the similar job till the project ends. But here, right, I would be doing 4 or 5 different jobs, and I would have my profile in a very good manner, because I'm not going to have a team that will be monitoring me always or stuff. If I'm given a job, it is my responsibility to complete it. No one is going to come and do spoon feeding for me there. So that's the only difference that I could say, how different India was to Ireland.
So it was your experience, like you
Yeah,
get
yeah,
better experience
yeah.
abroad, and
Yeah, everybody's experience might differ. I would just say that it is only for me that it is like this.
so yeah, like your experience was better, and your work culture that you experienced here in India was different over there, right? So that is the
Yeah,
main.
yeah,
Yeah, we would not say it is better or worse, because it
yeah, it is
depends on
different.
people
Yeah.
to people. That I don't like to. I am a very lazy person, to be frank. So I don't like to do a lot of different things abroad, but it might differ for every other person. So for people who are going abroad, it's always a different experience for everybody. And you can't impose your experience on other people, but definitely the work culture is I think it is better there. That can be said for sure.
So, what is in that work culture that is, you feel is better or
Yeah,
it's good over there? Yeah.
what I think is that they expect you to be working not more number of hours, but working efficiently, not just monitoring you to sit in the office for 9 to 9 and do something that is just sit there and be in the office and don't do anything. They don't expect that. If you want to do something, then do something. Otherwise, you go home or you do whatever you like. Specifically in startups there, they don't have a rule to do this, do that. So that is first thing, is that the number of hours that you're going to spend on the work is less. The second is the money that you're getting. Obviously Europe is a far prosperous place to be in. So because of the currency difference as well, they are going to pay you heavy amounts of money for the same thing. So that I think is, but that is a different topic that I don't want to include here. But obviously it is a known fact that the money will be more and the hours will be less. And I'm not saying that the work is less, the hours are less, but it is more efficient.
Okay, so that's some of the catch that you had there. So great, but
Yeah.
like I'll add on that what I've heard, like I'm also exploring for opportunities abroad.
Mm.
So what I came to
Mm.
know that in the same proportion, their taxes are also high. So
Yeah,
the net
yeah, that is
salary you
also
have
one
may
thing.
not be
Yeah,
Yeah,
good.
that's really true,
yeah.
Ankit. Because see, what actually happens there is they are all social welfare countries. So they just ensure that everybody are on equal scale and stuff. So you have to pay 40% of tax if you're on one scale of pay and stuff. So yeah, it's that's really true.
But we are not going to curse this because it is
Yeah,
obviously country to country it depends.
Yeah, exactly,
uh,
yeah,
but
exactly.
but it is obviously if they are paying you, they have the right to take some out of that in tax. But the other things, the work culture, according to the pressure that is put on you, is I think less than what it will be in India. And it is natural, because in India, if you say machine learning engineer, there will be like hundreds and thousands of machine learning engineers. If you don't want to work, somebody else will work.
Definitely,
So
yeah.
you can't say. But in European countries, there are less number of people. At the same time, getting a job is also tough, because you first of all, you are an international person there, and second, that if the people are less, they are going to select only the best, because the money they are going to pay is like 20-30 times more than they are going to pay in India. So they want the best. But if you qualify in their best, then it is heaven for you. If you don't, then you can do something else.
Yeah, but this is one of the facts that most of us don't look for. Like I've
Mm,
seen many of my friends also applying abroad, and they are like,
mm,
yeah, we'll get higher pays, etc. But guys, do
mm,
look for the taxes as well,
mm,
and do calculate the net
yeah.
amount that you will be able to save. This is a key point.
And the net amount, and also if you are not going to be the best, you are not going to struggle, then I think India is a much much better place for you to be in.
Yeah, definitely.
yeah, you need to be persistent, because you will be getting many blows, you will be getting hell lot of rejections. So just be prepared for all of this mentally. That
Exactly.
would be key.
Okay,
Yeah, it is
so
just for the people who are going to go abroad, right? Not for the people who are going to study machine learning here. So if you are going to study it here, then it is a different story.
definitely. So let's move on to our next question. So yeah, it goes that yeah. So, Yekut, that how one should decide among so much courses available in the form of online courses or YouTube videos. So, yeah, the question says that, like let's say I'm going for the university, but before that, let's say, like I'm stuck due to COVID or something and I'm trying to, increase my knowledge or something. So, like there are a lot of courses available, like if you look for Udacity, Coursera, everything, there's like, huge amount of courses available. So, like if you have, like what do you suggest that how one should plan out his courses or how one should go for courses or like that? Like how should I know that what is good for me and etc. Yeah, like so much
Yeah.
options are there. Yeah.
So first, I would like to go. Then Nikita can answer this. So what I think is there are a lot of courses available, and people are paying a lot of money for studying machine learning, artificial intelligence. Okay, the courses are very highly priced in every platform. It is not like C++ and Java that is low price and everybody gives those courses. So the problem I see is even if it will not be the case that you pay high money and you'll get great return from that. No, that's not going to be the case. The thing where you have to see the course content and according to yourself, how proficient are you in this field, you should take the course. I have seen some courses that start from machine learning itself, they don't teach Python. So what they expect and they have written in the course that prerequisite is you should know Python. So if you don't know Python, it's a waste of time going for a course which is going to start teaching from machine learning. If you are not, if you are proficient in Python and you know that you can, even if you forget something, you can search the internet and do that. So then it is very good for you. You can go for those courses. So this is a clear distinction between them. And you should always see the course content according to what you have in your mind and what you want to achieve with the course. If you only want theory, then it is very good. You can learn theory from a course and then go for abroad, or you can do masters in India and then learn the practicalities. And if you don't want to do that, you want to learn the coding part and you want to do the practical application, then you should go for a course that teaches that. So there are a variety of courses that teach everything. So what you have to do, first of all, in the first time you will do a course that you don't like. Then you will realize that it was not good, I should go for some other course. Then you will see that what was missing in that course, then you'll do some other course. So this is how you're going to decide. In the first shot, it is very difficult to understand which course you should take. So this is my take on this. I think Nikita can elaborate.
Yeah, I'll add to this, right? So, what I would suggest is like when you have many colleges which are, giving machine learning courses and stuff, colleges. So those colleges will have their syllabus structured in a very, structural manner. So what I would suggest is just because if as per Rohit, right, if the person knows about machine learning, then he can do all that. But if the person has zero knowledge about what it is and from where to start and stuff, so you need to know like what is a structured way of learning things, right? So go into some college's website and see for the course content they have. So I think you will already have the ratings for each and every college and stuff, right? So you would have those syllabus that will be given in the form of PDF by them. So just try to see that at least, the course you are taking in has 70 to 80% of what you see in that course. So that would be, that would make more sense to it, because the colleges courses many of the colleges have structured the courses in such a way that both theory and practical are being covered. So I would say that this would be one of the way for them to, go ahead and look for courses.
So yeah, so like what we can make out is that you browse the syllabus of some of the good universities and go for the a la carte approach and try to pick each topic. Most of them are available on YouTube as well, and like they are really good. Like if you look for
Yeah,
MIT
yeah.
and MITx and edX, like these a lot of courses are available. So maybe it's good to go topic wise, right? Like we can go a la
Yeah, that's
carte.
perfect. Yeah.
So that's something we can do because my personal experience again is that I've completed more than 30 courses so far from my college
Okay.
to like it's just 3 years. Last year I graduated, so my experience has been like that. Like I've done courses from Udacity also. I've done courses from Coursera also. A lot of them from Udemy as well. So my experience in the end was this only that some places some things are good and some places some things are
Yeah,
not
that's
good.
true.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's
I think we should have asked this question to Ankit, not he asking us the
Yeah,
question.
that's right, Rohit.
yeah. So I'll
I think
suggest
that was
is
a good question. He was testing us.
So yeah, like I'll suggest to all who are listening that yeah, that if you are looking for courses, and if you are like confused, like I've personally gone through this of getting confused, like what course should I do, and again you start with one course and then you find that oh, they are teaching matrix and they're saying that you should know about it before, so where to go. So I'll suggest like yeah, that what Nikita said is quite accurate. Go to a good university, find a good syllabus from there, or maybe you even can try Udacity, look at their syllabus, and then you can just go accordingly. That will be a great help in that case. So yeah, let's move on to our last and the final question. So here it goes that yeah, what do you all suggest? What are your do's and don'ts for getting a job when you are studying abroad? Like this is a question that many people have in mind, that if I go abroad, what will be the return of investment? Will I be able to get back what I'm investing? So like people are a little reluctant as well as confused that once I'm done with university, what should like how should I be able to get the job? And yeah, that's a burning question right now. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to answer this question. So what I would suggest is, right, like if you are a fresher, so I would say if you could get 1 year or 2 years of experience and then go to abroad, that would be a good option. Or if you think that, oh no, I want to do the masters right away, it's fine. You can go there. As I already told, right, you need to use the facilities in the college to, start up your networking and show up your skills and set. That would be one way of doing it. The other way would be like you need to, take up many projects apart from the academics, because I have seen few colleges, right, they have given the same assignment to all the students, right? So if you are a fresher and there's another experienced guy's resume as well, both of them will be having the same project that is being in the resume, but he would be having his work experience as well in that resume. So at that point of time, right, you are only showcasing what your college has given, so you have not done anything extra apart from that. So how will you tell the recruiter that I'm interested to be in this area? No, you have done only what has been given to you. You have not taken your own initiative and done extra projects. I would say even one project out of your academics, do it very well, and you can just market yourself. So this will be the do's that I would say. And while coming to do's, right, you need to know the resume format for the country that you're applying for. See, I have almost seen 300 plus resumes, and I've helped people, form their resumes. So what the problem I was actually, what is the problem that I was actually seeing was that the resume had different types of tables, different types of photographs, all those stuffs. Okay, so what actually at the first place happens is your resume goes into an ATS tool, which is an automation tool. There it searches for some keywords. So that tool is not made in such a way that it could see, read images, or it could read the content in the tables and stuff. So if you are actually 100% matched to that job as well, but you have put tables into it, so now the tool just rejects it, and it is not even seen by the HR there. So this is the one often mistake done by many of them. And the second thing is, right, when you're applying for the job, right, you would have seen like the job role saying data analytics. So to do a machine learning, right, project, right, you complete project of machine learning, you need to first do data analytics, and then only you will be doing a machine learning. So when the project role, the role job description says that you need to have data analytics and machine learning, for example, and you have only mentioned machine learning in your resume, but you have actually done the data analytics part as well. So you need to go read the job description completely and see to that if you have done everything, just add them in your resume. See to that you don't have synonyms used in your resume, because the ATS tool doesn't understand the synonyms. So this is one way of doing it. And when coming to projects, right, I see many of them putting their projects and putting the points like taken the responsibility, done this, done that, used this method and stuff. Actually, the recruiter sitting there, right, want to know what was the outcome out of it. What did you achieve out of it? not what approach you have used to it. Your approach is important, yeah, it is important, but you can describe it while you are introducing about it. So what I would say is, right, when you take up a project, you need to describe about the problem statement very clearly, first point. Next thing, the approach used to it, and the last thing should be your results or outcome that is being achieved out of it. So these are the three important things that you need to keep in mind. So now I think the freshers might ask me that, okay, how would I say what kind of results that I could put there, because I have not done it in an corporate environment. So what I would suggest that you could say that if this is being implemented in industry, this will be the outcome that is expected. So you are just trying to say that, okay, I have not done it, but I know what kind of outcome the project will give. So these are the do's and don'ts, right? Because you are going to apply for a project or for the job description, you're not supposed to put up all the keywords that are there which you actually don't know. So if you have seen Java, you know Java, and you have seen JavaScript as well in the requirement, and you just put JavaScript as well, and the HR or the recruiter, the technical HR who is sitting there is very well versed in JavaScript. So then what are you going to do at that point of time? You become clueless, you can't answer the questions, right? But your resume has that and you need to answer them. So just don't lie on your resume. That will be the don't that is to be remembered by everybody. Don't lie on your resume.
Exactly. So I guess like once you are planning to go for any university and your course, you should also plan about what kind of job you want to do and keep these things in your mind.
Yeah.
That you get your resume right, and also you do the projects in your college accordingly, and you must have experience in at a master's time also. Are you allowed to choose your projects on your own, or they have
Yeah, we had our final year project that has to be chosen by ourselves, and we had the machine learning second assignment that has to the data has to be chosen by ourselves, and for deep learning as well we had that option. And so we have the option of choosing the projects. Basically we had it in our college. I'm not sure about all the colleges there, but yeah, we had.
Yeah, so I guess that's the main thing, guys. If you're planning to go for any higher education, you should keep few things in mind. First is again that what course you're doing, then again what you expect out of it. If it's a job, then definitely follow what Nikita advised.
Yeah, I would just add one more point here, Ankit. So if some person with 4 years experience is going abroad, right, and he has done a machine learning, but he is a software developer earlier before he was going there, I would say he should be open to both software development and machine learning as well, not confining himself, from not going to software development, because see the opportunities there are minimal sometimes. So I think you need to not restrict yourself stating that I will do only this kind of job or this thing. So just don't confront yourself from not doing that, because you after you go inside, right, it's not like here you can go inside, you can work on even machine learning projects once you go into the company. So if you have the conditions before you enter the company, right, it becomes even more challenging for you to get a job. You get it, yeah, you get it at the end, but the way that you're searching your path will be a bit difficult.
Definitely. So yeah, I guess main thing is again.
Ankit, I would like to just add here that going abroad and only studying won't make a difference. The only thing is whichever country you are choosing, right? The course that you are doing should be accepted as an employable course there, because I have seen people doing some courses that in general can't give you an employment, right? So this is a STEM course because it's a science, technology, and all of this is included. So specifically in Europe and Germany and America and Canada and all the countries, that these courses are respected a lot because it is technology oriented. Even after that, it is very difficult to get a job outside of India, because the first preference would be the local population, the second would be international EU or their European population, the third would be international population. But to stand out from them, you should have the CV ready. That should be according to the country that you are applying, because Canadian CV, Australian CV, and Irish CV are completely different. Indian CV is also different. So you have to sort these things out first. First this is done, then if you get an interview, then only you can ace that, right? To get an interview is the toughest part abroad. To get an interview, not to perform in the interview. So first part is you have to get an interview. So getting that, you have to get your CV sorted. Then you should have the knowledge that I was talking about in masters or doing various courses. Once you have the knowledge, you have the CV. The third would be getting an interview and then trying for a job. So all of these things should be kept in mind while going abroad, specifically to Europe. I'm not talking about America or Canada here.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely that's what we can conclude from this. That if you're planning to go for any university or any country, keep these things in hand. That you should research in advance that what kind of jobs you will have available for the course you're doing, and what kind of things you need in your resume. Like as Nikita suggested, that there are few things they look for. That is the outcome, and what kind of projects you have done, plus the automatic software. Don't forget that, because again in my experience as well, I've also applied many universities, but due to COVID I wasn't able to move. So this is something that I got advice from many people who are abroad. Like in my case, I researched for Australia, so they all suggested this, that you should ensure that their resume should be in order, and that's the main thing. To first of all getting in just an interview call, your resume should be ready. And again, before going for the university, do prepare that if I'm doing this job, then these are the kind of projects or stuff I need, and just pre-plan that. As you learn in university, start working towards them, and that way way better to succeed than deciding what to do when you actually land there. So definitely planning will help you out. So I guess I've asked most of the main questions, and I guess we have Venkatesh here, and he was saying that he has few questions. So if he can unmute himself and just drop his questions here, so others can also benefit from it. Yeah.
Hey, Ankit.
Yeah. Hi.
Sure. Thanks a lot. I really enjoyed this conversation, a free-flowing one. So thanks, Rohit and Nikita.
Yeah.
Just
Thanks,
wanted to
Venkatesh.
understand that in which industry verticals do you use it? Because I'm currently working as a product manager at Internshala. So we are a HR tech company. So just wanted to understand the industry vertical you guys are in and the major use cases you see that are evolving in the industries, and also the use cases that you're solving currently.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
sure.
I would like to answer this first. Thanks, Venkatesh, for joining us and asking, questions that might help other people as well. So, what I am working on in a startup for Ireland is, recommendation systems, how recommendations can be more efficient and more, revenue generating. For example, you might have seen in Amazon, sometimes it happens that you buy a phone and you get recommended another phone which you won't buy. So that shouldn't happen. Even for small businesses, it shouldn't happen. So that is the industry vertical that is very much needed in the industry right now, because every time you get some recommendation in, for example, Netflix also, it generates revenue. Otherwise, if you won't get anything recommended, you will leave Netflix after watching the first movie. So this is how it is being used in the industry. And the other use case that is upcoming now is, we have talked this earlier also, that it is the healthcare industry where it is being used for detection of diseases, that like cancer, and pneumonia and these diseases. So this is the upcoming vertical, and the present retail industry is doing this for finding more customers according to what they need, and increasing their revenue by this. So this is the present thing that I am working on, and I've seen that this is a very, very big industry. And Nikita, would you like to add something?
Yeah, Venkatesh. I would like to give an example in HR analytics as such, because you are into that domain. So I think it will be useful for you, and it will be relevant to you. So actually, right, as a HR, you will be having the data of, for example, if you have a BPO based, employees as well, and you see them, most frequently living the jobs and stuff. So you could use machine learning there and find out what is the reason or what is the cause that they are leaving the company. So you will have some pattern that would be coming out of the data that you have. So if you find that pattern and if you try to rectify the flaw there, so that would help people not going out of the company. And you when you start again going and recruiting people, it is again going to cost you. So you can just make it cost effective. So that is how hr analytics machine learning can be used, Venkatesh.
Yeah, that's, I hope answers the Venkatesh question. So, yeah, I'm out of the main questions, but as the discussion is going on, out of curiosity, I myself have many questions for them. So, yeah, the first question, this is like like I'm also looking for a master's, and due to COVID, I'm stuck here, but. So the question again is that if I have to choose courses at universities, right? Because I'm browsing through university. Let's say that I'm interested in core machine learning courses, not data science or business analytics kind of stuff. So in that scenario, like if I'm looking for courses at universities, and and again, ranking is a important factor. Like people consider that if I should choose a high rank university, or the course is important, because it happens, at least in my experience, I've observed that many of the high rank universities will not have the latest courses as such. Like they will be in the process of getting them in, but they won't have them. In such scenarios, like I'm looking for a particular course, I'm wanted to do it, but on the same hand, I'm looking for a reputable university or college to do it as well. So in that scenario, what do you all suggest? Like, should I go for the course, or should I look for the university with a better reputation? And in the long run, like you are guys are working, will it the university reputation really helps me out in getting a job, or like the skills or the course
So
what matters?
yeah, yes, we got your question, Ankit. So I would like to have a point of view on this. So first of all, it depends on country to country. So it will be different in whatever country you are applying to. It will be different in other countries. So what I have seen is some countries do not have this concept of ranking of universities. They might have ranking based on some courses. I mean, the ranking would be based on the specific course. For example, my college in Ireland was Cork Institute of Technology. So they have a clear distinction on which is a university and which is a technology college. So technology college focuses more on coding and practically implementing things. So for this course specifically, that college was number one, okay, in Ireland. But for other courses, it was like 6 or 7. There are only 14 to 15 colleges in Ireland, so 6 or 7, right? But I even have friends in Trinity College Dublin that is ranked in QS universities, that is ranked one in Ireland. The problem is that we do not care about rankings while giving you a job. The resume will be picked up. If it is an Irish university, they'll see, yes, it is an Irish university, then they'll see what's your overall profile. So this might change from country to country, but according to what we have experienced, ranking doesn't matter in the specific country that we studied in. But it might be that if you are from some universities are top notch, like MIT, Stanford. Obviously, if you do something from there, it will be a very good thing, even if you want to come back to India. But you have to see this with respect to what they are teaching in your course, and the ranking of the university matters in your country or not. Because even if you go to number one university and you spend lakhs and lakhs of rupees, and you see that the course content is not worth it, then it is fine. Okay, you can learn from other sources. Then what is the use even of that degree which couldn't teach you what you had to be taught? So this is my perspective, but it is a highly debatable topic, because ranking might matter in some cases. Like I have heard in USA and all, ranking matters a lot. So it depends. I think in Europe it doesn't matter, but in America or Canada, might be Australia, it might matter. So you have to search on the internet if this is the case or not, and you have to not search on the internet only. You have to search. And get hold of professionals who are working in the industry and ask them what they need in a candidate.
Awesome. So
Yeah, I would like to add a point here, Ankit. So, like how Rohit listed, right? TCD is top one in Ireland, and I got an admission there. But I was not, the course content was good, but it was theory based, and there was 20% of practical. So that is when I thought, no, I just want practical exposure, and I choose CIT even after me getting, the admission there in TCD. So it's just that what you gain out of it rather than, the college ranking when it comes to Europe is what I feel.
Exactly. So it's the course that should be, the first priority, I guess, because it's important what you learn. So I guess, guys, that's all with the questions that I had planned for them, and I hope this really helped you guys, in getting some of your doubts cleared for, related to what's the scope of AI in industries, and if you're planning for the masters, then what are the things you should keep in mind before going for it. So hope that helps. And again, I'm getting some comments that say that why the name is archetypal techno. So yeah, guys, I know archetypal is a really heavy word, and the main reason for putting it there was that like I was out of any options on YouTube because most of the names were either taken or were not available. So I guess why don't we choose something that's really an English word that most people won't know. So yeah, archetypal techno, from there it came. And if you want to know the main meaning of archetypal, it's again it means a discrete or something looking at a something domain. Rather, domain is something close to what it means, but again, even for me, I have to look the dictionary many times to just get a feel of what it means. But yeah, that's the main reason for choosing this name for the channel. And I hope this is the very first episode for this talk series, and it helped you a lot. So stay tuned for the other talk series as well. So this podcast is gonna be a weekly podcast. So I'll be coming up with new topics and discussions next week. So till then, guys, have a nice day and stay indoors and stay safe. Yeah.
Thanks,
You can,
Ankit. Thanks for
Ankit,
having
you can
us.
say the standard line, right? Please like, comment, and share.
Yeah, definitely, guys. Please like, comment, and share. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much for having us, Ankit. Me and